Most people are sure that they can think well, but the truth is that there are few truly strong thinkers. A truly great thinker, this is someone who is constantly growing and developing. So ask yourself a simple question. Look around, how many people do you really see moving forward in life? How many of them are solving one problem after another, moving from complexity to clarity? How many are stuck in the same place, chasing in circles, trying to solve the same questions that tormented them many years ago? The more true you are, the better you become at thinking, the more effectively you solve life's problems, and high-quality thinking begins with clarity. This is not a vague feeling or intuition. It is clear, logically built, captures the essence of what is happening. It can be expressed in a simple form. If, for example, if you open the faucet, water will flow. It is a clear thought that leads to a specific action to open the faucet when you are thirsty. And the action leads to feedback: water went or not. If it went, then the thought was correct. If not, there was a mistake in it that can now be corrected. That's the power of clear thinking. It gives you the opportunity to receive feedback from reality. You'll immediately know if your thought reflects reality or not. Or a rebuttal. This is a step towards a more accurate, more mature understanding of the world. And the more accurate your picture of the world is, the better you cope with any tasks. Let's look at a specific example of Corelli, the philosopher on the throne, the last of the 5 great emperors of Rome. He became a great ruler because he became a great thinker before, and he became a thinker thanks to clear thinking. He developed it daily by writing down his reflections, the very ones that are known today as reflections in these texts. He logically organized his views, exploring the relationship between his actions and their consequences. He did not just think, he thought clearly. And if you want to improve your thinking and learn how to effectively solve your own problems, do as he does. Organize your thoughts by reducing their vagueness and turning them into clear formulas. If so, here's a diagram. Clear logic leads to clear thoughts. Clear thoughts. Conscious actions. Conscious actions lead to clear feedback. Feedback leads to a more accurate understanding of the world. And accurate understanding of the world leads to the ability to solve problems more effectively. That's why clear thinking is not just a useful skill, but a necessary condition for real progress in the chaos of everyday life. Amid the endless noise of cravings and emotional storms, a clear thought. It becomes your anchor. It keeps you afloat when everything else is sinking. It allows you not just to reflexively react to what is happening, but to understand the essence of things, not just to deal with the consequences, but to see the roots of the causes. And here it is important not to confuse. Clarity does not mean primitiveness. Clear cape. This is not a superficial thought, but it is structured and logically structured. It can address moral dilemmas, existential searches, philosophical paradoxes, and at the same time remain clear. Even in the darkest corners of thinking, you can look for order, you can find structure, you can build logical connections, you can ask yourself clear questions. For example, if I put pleasure above meaning, I will overcome the inner emptiness. Every day I choose comfort over effort, every day I give up growth. These are simple but extremely precise constructions. They do not complicate the truth. They expose it precisely, and this was the power of Stoicism. The Stoics did not philosophize for the sake of intellectual games. They sought inner stability, clarity of mind, and calmness of mind. Their goal was not to escape from the world, but to stand firm in it. That is why Stoicism is becoming relevant again. It offers not illusions but tools, ugly ideas, but practical wisdom. So if you really want to change, don't start by setting goals, motivational slogans, and another system of productive thoughts. Clean them up. Organize your thoughts into a clear, logical structure. If so, can I check in practice? Am I ready to change my point of view if feedback from reality shows that I was wrong? Because that's what maturity is, not stubbornness, but flexibility, not blind faith in yourself and beliefs, but honesty in front of facts, not just intelligence, but clarity. Which is why thinking clearly is not just an intellectual exercise, it's the foundation of maturity, it's the beginning of inner growth, is a way to stop being a hostage to chaos and become the author of your life. But how to learn to think clearly? How to turn philosophy into practice? How to make clarity not a one-time insight, but a habit? Start small because it's clear mind. This is a skill, and any skill develops through systematic training. Here are some simple but effective steps. Write every day. Ask yourself a question and formulate it. Check your thoughts in practice. Don't just live in your head. Act and see what happens. Notice the feedback. Reality always tells you the truth. You just need to learn to hear it. Doubt yourself consciously. Not for self-deprecation. For the sake of growth, real thinking does not begin with the statement "I'm right," but with the question, "What if I'm wrong?" Be honest with yourself. This is the most difficult but also the most liberating thing about the path you are following, about the meaning that you put into everyday clarity. It's an inner light that helps you stay on course when it's dark outside. It's the ability to distinguish between what's yours and what's imposed. It's the ability to say no to fuss and yes to what's really important. When you have clarity, you don't race yourself, you don't travel with a vector, with depth. Without clarity, it's easy to get carried away by other people's dreams, other people's standards, other people's desires, but with clarity, you regain your life. You begin to live not by inertia, but by choice. And every day becomes a step rather than a run in a circle. So let each of your days begin not with scrolling, but with what is really important to me right now, where I am going. Why do I do what I do? And if you can't find answers, start by looking for clarity, because it's what lights up the path when you're at a crossroads, and it's what makes this path yours. You start to see that not everything is important, not everything is urgent, not everything is yours. You stop grabbing every opportunity because you stop depending on external evaluation. That you have an inner measure. You don't chase, you move, you don't react, you choose. And a choice made out of clarity is always a choice of strength. Let it be difficult. Let it require rejection. Let it be unpopular, but it will be yours. So it is born from life, and as a clear, calm presence in every moment. You no longer need masks. You don't run away from questions. You're not afraid to be alone with yourself because you have support, you have meaning, you have clarity. So return to it every day as a source, as a test, as a force. Clear the noise, calm the mind, ask yourself honest questions. Questions, and let every step you take be a step out of clarity. So if you really want to change, start not with goals or motivation or another productivity system. Start with thoughts. Clear them from a decent fortress, because it is there in the silence of your mind. In the logic of your judgments, and honesty are worth a break. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel of wise thoughts and useful content. Thank you for watching.